Hi everyone, nice to see you all again. We're back again talking about UAE and Israel and the things that we can help people with culturally. Very excited today because I've not got one wonderful lady sat in Israel, I've got two. First of all, hello Linda, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. Here in lovely sunny Tel Aviv. Hello.
Hi, and we've got the fabulous Kat Horsley, who will introduce herself briefly in a second. I have to say, what better guest could we have? Kat grew up in Bahrain. She lived and worked in Dubai. Now she lives and works in Israel. It was as if we made it. But welcome, Kat. If you'd just like to introduce yourself briefly.
Yes, so thank you for the introduction, Paula. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. And it's so lovely to see you two working together as well from two parts of my life. And now you guys are crossing the border.
Yes, introduced us.
Yes, yeah, we did. So from Paula's been one of my best friends for a very long time in Dubai. And then we're coming across, and Linda was one of the first people that I was able to connect with, who really gave me grounding and some idea of the business space here, actually. So that both welcome on both sides.
Fabulous. So a bit about you, Kat. What you're doing there? What's business? What? Just introduce yourself.
So I've had my social media company Chai Digital since I started it just when I left Bahrain, and I had it all the time that I was in Dubai, and then I traveled around the world a little bit before moving to Israel. And since February in Israel, I finally got all my licenses, everything set, ready to go. And I started with my Israeli business partner, and the company has just scaled and exploded ever since then.
Yeah, well, I just want to mention that I met Kat at a talk that I was doing about making presentations. This woman got up and talked about the amazing work she was doing in digital media for women's health organizations in Dubai. And I said, I've got to talk to this woman. I have got to talk to this woman.
And we did.
One more thing, Kat's bow is she actually speaks Arabic and Hebrew, which I think is absolutely amazing. But so to help our viewers, being the fact that you've had all of that cultural experience, I know you're very, very well traveled globally as well. What would you say is what's the biggest tip you could give people that are going to be doing business together in between the UAE or Bahrain and Israel? What did you discover? What happened to you?
Well, so our company, we've got clients in Dubai, clients in the UK, clients in Israel, clients in America. And I think with all of our clients, everyone's an individual. So really to approach each person, not to have preconceptions of who they are or how they're going to behave or what you should do, just be very polite and to ask people how they want to be treated. Or if you are the person that you have specific ways you want to be treated, let people know. And if they make a mistake, don't get angry about it. Don't get upset about it. Just explain to them again, like, please, like it's happened to me in Dubai and it's happened to me in Israel that I gave my hand to someone and they said no, like they didn't shake hands. And it's happened to me on both sides.
Ah, interesting. Okay. We spoke about that in our last video, but you know, you clearly adapted very well. Is there one main reason you think that you've adapted so well? There must be something you got stressed with, or one underpinning you're doing so well. Tell us what it is, Kat Horsley.
The thing I love in Israel is that there's so many creative people, and it's a very warm and welcoming culture that everyone's been from, like around the world. Everyone's got such an interesting story here. And so they're very willing to support and to help. And I think that's very similar in Dubai as well, specifically as a country, because it's all expats from all over the world. You've got people from South Africa, from Australia, from the UK, from Ireland, from like India, Pakistan, like all over the world. So it's a culture of people that they're all trying to grow. So both cultures, everyone's trying to help each other out.
Would you say that we're particularly different culturally, Israel and the UAE?
Like as we've discussed, that the Israel can be seen more direct than the UAE. The UAE, it's all about who you know. It's actually something I've been trying to find another word for. In Dubai, we use the word wasta. Have you got wasta? Do you know someone with wasta? Like influence. Like if
in Israel, we call it protectia. It's who you know, not what you know. Protectia, having connections.
Yeah.
So the connections, yeah. So see, you have the same words. So it's like, so yeah, in Dubai, it's like finding those connections, but also in Israel, Linda, as you just said, it's finding those connections. And like even here, there's some people that they don't want to rush things. It happened to me recently with my status, because I'm British. I'm not Israeli. I'm British living in Israel. So I'm a foreign resident.
She's everything. That is a woman of the world.
I can't pay my bills by credit card. I have to pay them at the post office. So I asked a lawyer, how can I fix this? Paper do I need to draw up to fix this? And he said, you know what we need to do? We need to go to the office. We need to go and sit with the lady, have a cup of tea with her, speak to her, kind of tell her how wonderful you are and why she should help you out. Again, very similar to Dubai.
All bureaucracy can be sorted out over a cup of tea, basically. That's it. No calling the office, forms. Just talk to the woman who deals with it. That's how we do it here.
Exactly.
And I think, Kat, you've made a really brilliant point there. I think the overwhelming thing I've heard from you is everybody's pretty much the same everywhere. You know, we're spending time talking about cultural differences, what we might expect, when sometimes we should be talking about what's the same. And I love that point, Kat. And I think that, yeah, hopefully we can have you back again in the near future, because you're a wealth of information, how things are working. Is there anything else you want to leave everybody with, Kat? One top tip?
I think there's, like, as you just said, that everyone, I strongly believe that everyone is the same. Any country that you go to in the world, they're all going to have their quirks. Even in the UK, we have weird things that people go like, why on earth why do you eat pork? Which is a question that both Israel and Dubai ask, like, oh, that's disgusting. So just to go with an open mind, to just listen very clearly to what the other, and as an individual, don't judge them as a culture. I hear on both sides people saying, oh, that's what they do. Who are you talking about here? Who are they? Like in any country, like everyone's going to be different. So to just go and take everyone as an individual, I think is key. And you'd be amazed at the deep friendships that you can have across borders.
I think that's great what you were saying about like listening, you know, being aware. What does the other person do? Do they come closer to you? Do they go far away? Do they put out their hand? You know, just really listening, being aware of that. That's great. And in that way, you're showing respect, and also asking, you know, is this okay if I do this? How do you do this here? Just ask.
Don't be afraid to be a fool as well.
Yeah, I agree. Ask, open, being human. I'm going to put you on the spot, Kat. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Something funny must happen to you when you entered Israel. Something about food, something. Tell us.
Yeah, I've had quite a few amusing moments of being stood there just like, what on earth? But the biggest headache for me was trying to figure out the kosher diet here. And it's a mix, because it was actually through the responsibility of cooking for the family. So we were going to a family party. So you're trying to make sure that you've got everything right. And I was with my partner trying to make this shepherd's pie, which is like a very British dish with meat and then potatoes with butter. Oh. And he's watching me making the dish. And then right at the end, after he sees me about to put it in the oven, he says, did you put butter in that? No, you can't put butter in that. That's not kosher.
Oops. Yeah, we don't mix. Not everybody mixes meat with milk. That's one of the kosher laws here. It's tricky. Yeah. It's tricky.
But then it was also funny. Sorry, one last thing. When my partner, we went to my dad's house in Austria for Christmas, and my dad in London, they use the word kosher as something that's really good quality. So he was like, oh, it's proper kosher.
I love that. I'm going to start using that. It's kosher.
But yeah, Kat, thank you so much. That's been a massive help, and I'm sure people will enjoy listening to you. And if anybody's got any questions specifically for Kat, let us know, and we'll persuade her to come back on and share some more of a valuable time. But
it's
thank
fantastic
you.
What you guys are doing.
Thank you so much, Kat. That's been amazing. Amazing.
And thanks,
bye, everybody.
Yeah, Tel Aviv. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.